Hello fellow adventurers and collectors, Filmaholic here. Gonna keep things short. So today's video we're basically gonna be looking at a few projects that I haven't been showcasing here. And essentially over the past few months I've got a huge lot of designer head sculpts and pieces. So I've been kind of working with what I have to basically make those characters. And that's what we have here along with this one. And as we're going along here, I'll also add pictures of what the original figure looked like, and of course you can see my kit bash around it. But yeah, it's been fun. I will say buying bodies is boring. This one in particular is a different type of female body I'm not used to having. I was originally going to do a review on it, but decided against it. But yeah, I figured with these designer head sculpts to just try to find a body for them and trying to fill out my displays a little bit more. The goal essentially with them is to just make characters that I don't know, look different, I guess. And like I said with my ODST review, kind of make more figures that are my own design, my own, aesthetics. So whether or not I succeed at that is a different story, but regardless, I'm having fun with it. And yeah, and again, this was a good exercise in trying to utilize what I have. I have so many parts and pieces lying around that I ended up just kit bashing what I had and trying to save some money there, because I will say buying the heads was a little bit expensive, but worth it in the long run, because now I have plenty of projects to work on and jump around to if I need any inspiration or what have you. So yeah, something in particular about these, the one in the back, the one with the gray shirt, unfortunately no longer is like that. That's how old these clips are, but that's the name of the game here. This head sculpt in particular, I'm not entirely sure the manufacturer, but it's got a unique look. Just put them in this casual outfit. I am running low on clothing and bodies, so that's definitely something I'm going to have to look into getting as things go along here. It's tough finding those lots that I used to have when I first started out with 1/6 scale collecting. It doesn't seem like there's too many sellers out there. I guess it seemed like everyone was transitioning at that point. And finally, I can say I have a Cool Rain figure. If you're not familiar with Cool Rain, he's a more prominent designer figure maker, where he more so does collaborations with Nike and stuff like that. He's known for his shoes. So that being said, he does have unique head sculpts, and I will say getting this, it's a little disappointing to see the body types that they use for them. Granted, I know most people that are buying these artist figures aren't necessarily playing with them, but it would be better if they had more quality bodies. Now this one is another one by JT Studio. He does a lot of mixture between street art and whatever pop culture thing. I think this one was from a bunny or something like that, but he's done DC, he's done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Journey to the West. So that's something that I do like about these artists, collaborations. They combine what they know with what they grew up with. So unique aspects. So again, like I said, just putting heads to bodies, not really doing anything special with them. I'm sure as things, get more fleshed out, I'll update you guys on what these look like later down the line. And again, this is not even the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all the heads that I got. Now, something else that I was working on that kind of came up out of nowhere was I came across a G.I. Joe beachhead for sale, and it was a really good price. I bought it, but of course the Sideshow body was not very good, so I figured I'd take that, put it on the Damn Toys body, but I wasn't really feeling the look. I felt like I could do something else with it, and I decided to go for more of a G.I. Joe Resolute look with this one. Is it 100% accurate? Of course not, but I like where it's actually going in terms of the silhouette of it. I did a little bit of modification to the backpack to make it fit onto the chest rig and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely glad to have one of my favorite G.I. Joes in my collection. There is, of course, some room for tweaking and whatnot, but for right now, this is a good place to have it. And that's kind of what you'll see here in these clips, is that the first set of customs were just, heads on bodies. Second is more refined, and then third, as we get to them, are just starting out. So yeah, again, here's a look at the ones that I have put together. A good majority of these are still as they are, except for that one. I just used her, or reverted her back to a normal body, because it just didn't fit right to me. But yeah, I had planned to release this as a video in and of itself, but decided to add this stuff on too. I've had these backpacks lying around. They didn't have straps, or they did, they were broken, so I decided to do my ghetto rig and hot glue some string onto these to actually get them to work. I think I did a fair enough job. Not gonna be, prime pieces anymore, but they serve their purpose now. And yeah, I think that's probably the best looking backpack that came out of the bunch. But yeah. So yeah, essentially what I've been up to is just finding bodies, the boring stuff. So I haven't really been doing too much in terms of like photographing or what have you. But I finally got around to getting a body for my other Takara reproduction head. And as you can see here are the backpacks on them. So yeah, something I did notice about my custom one on the right, his hands were turning a weird color, and I'm not sure if that was the trench coat, so I just put the green hands on him just in case. But I don't know, I'll have to do some testing with that to make sure the dye isn't transferring. But yeah, so here's a better look at the custom that I did with the other head sculpt, along with an update on the other I forget the name of her, but I went for more of a adventure look for her, and I think that came across well. And for him, I kind of kept it basic, trying to make him look like a trainee or just fresh out of camp. But I think it came across well, and I think that's going to be like a younger version of my custom Takara character. So yeah. Now that being said, I also got in that lot these two head sculpts. I think they're vintage head sculpts, but with custom flocking. I think that's the bottom line that I came down to when I was looking at them, because when I bought the lot initially, I just wanted the bodies. I planned on getting rid of these head sculpts, but they had so much uniqueness to them that I decided to keep them. And I think the one on the right reminds me of Commander Shepard from Call of Duty, if you're familiar with that, so I think that'll be his name. But as for the one on the left, I have no idea. I just like the idea of having him, with a unique look. So yeah, not too grandiose here in terms of the G.I. Joe side of things, but I'm slowly piecing things together. I got an extra body, as a matter of fact, so if I come across another head sculpt, I can immediately start customizing it. The accessory pool for these guys is somewhat dwindling, but it's not too bad, so I was able to piece these guys together without any trouble. Excuse me if my voice is all fluctuating. It's allergy season, and that really fucks me up, but regardless, moving on to the projects that are more in the beginning stage of things. I found a great deal, and the seller did not know who this was. I was like, okay, I'll take him. And I've been meaning to pick this figure up because I wanted to do a custom Mandalorian at some point, but I have no idea which direction I want to take it. One of the good things about the game I play in Fortnite, they do release a Mandalorian that you can customize. So I've been kind of playing around with that, trying to, mess with the color palette and stuff like that. But I don't know. I want to make it red and like tan, but that'll be too much like the Mandalorian. But regardless, I also got this figure, which was a pretty good steal, if I have to say so myself. But at the same time, I waited almost like 3 weeks to get it. I'm not sure what happened, but it arrived open, and thankfully everything was in there, but it was a weird experience altogether. But yeah, I planned on putting a helmet on this one that wasn't included with this, but it didn't fit. So I'm still tweaking this one. This one's going to be a long-going project. I wanted to be paired with my Titanfall pilot, if that's the direction, or that gives you a better idea of which direction I'm going in. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on all these customs, and if you want to see something more specific, feel free to ask. I can elaborate there or in a separate video. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. With that said, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and or subscribe. I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you all next time.